Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 102 of On the Backs of Gods. The overlay might look a bit different today, but we have our players currently same as always. We have Kyle, Mac, Josh, and the ghost of Christo,
Boo.
and Greg and Katie. Greg has always been behind the scenes, been a producer for us a couple times when we needed him, and Katie is a dear friend all the way over from Vampire, and you may remember her from our Cowboy Few Shot. So we are excited to add some new people to the team. And today we're going to see how that unfurls after a tragedy. Am I right, boys? Let's get into it. I am your DM, Jillian, and I'm going to go ahead and give us a quick recap so we can get to the bonding. Last session, you were presented with, in a sense, the consequences of your own actions. A choice that you had down the road where you could take a risk and deal with a cult-orientated problem, and you decided that it was best to move on and deal with different things. And that was the choice you made, which is fine. And that choice barreled into town a week later and ripped it apart. Along with its counterpart, it seems there was more than one site where these creatures were being born. But this time, you all stood your ground. And after many a fallen and risen companion, people were lifted up and the fight continued, a very difficult fight where many lives were lost, but none belonging to the party. These creatures ripped through the town, and the aftermath of Gorbjorn just standing in the thick of it and just with the spirit of Tordrecht beating this goo monster to death. Nana raising Gorbjorn, he's fine. Raising Fen, who had failed 2 death saving throws. But afterwards, you all jump into some sort of action, depending on who you were and what you felt like doing. Some of you immediately starting to help dispose of the goo monster that remained, knowing that corruption often springs back up given enough time, and helping with people who were searching for lost ones or having to burn the corpses of said loved ones. As you were doing this, Alyona shows back up, who had earlier left to deal with the second one, saying, yeah, we'll split up. I got it. And she flies off to go deal with the second one. She returns, fireballs the ground for good measure to deal with the remaining goo, and says basically a summon forth to 2 individuals that seem to be pursuing her. These 2 individuals seem to have gone through a similar situation, as you can tell. Some damage to the armor. One of the figures, their armor is currently like it was a chainmail armor and is currently now more in like the apron position, as the whole thing is melted fully off and is just dangling from the waist. In this place, it is just the smell of fire and burning tar and fabrics and the familiar scent of the pyre. All of you are sore and tired. Currently, Fen stands atop a roof, which he has sort of slowly struggled the descent, end of the descent, as you just climb the top of this fucking roof to look out to see if there are any other monsters on the horizon. Alyona at this time floats down to the ground, and you can see that she has also taken a chunk of damage from whatever these things were. You can see that her sleeve has been fully like melted away, and like the top back of her her back is exposed, and you can see a large tattoo now exposed in that spot. Nana, you had seen the top of it prior when you were climbing the inverted tower, but she has this symbol very largely represented on her back. she lands and sort of like tries to fix her hair, which is just fucked. She just kind of like tries to push it back up. Um, I'm I'm glad you were able to hold your own. And she kind of points off to the side to the figures who kind of a look of relief on their faces as they have cleared this turning of corners. There is a look of relief as they enter the space. If these two hadn't showed up, I would have had to kite the beast through the city, and there would have been more collateral damage. So I'm happy to have had you. I'm sorry, I did not get your names. Hey, Katie, would you describe your character for us?
I would love to. You all see about a 5'6" woman, average weight, height, very proportional. She has blue hair, blue to tealish, slicked back. It looks like it's frozen on her head. Light blue skin, kind of looks like she just has ice droplets all over or sweat. You're not really sure, just kind of looks wet. And
she just look real wet.
Looks wet.
She glistens.
Glistens, sparkle. Has falling apart leather armor with different pieces of black and green moss hanging off of it. A simple wooden shield in one hand, quarterstaff on her back, and a crescent moon shaped sickle in the other with runes etched around it, and a black cloak.
Interesting.
And Gregory, could you please describe your character for us?
Sure. Not quite average height. He stands at about 7 feet tall.
Tall boy.
He's a furbolg, so he's a bit bulky, covered in like a soft brown fur. He's got mossy green hair pulled back into a ponytail behind his head. He once had chain link armor, but now it's more of a apron. Other than that, the only thing of note I'd say is he has a shield and then a long sword across his back. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's my character.
That
Nice.
me.
It me.
And Alyona has turned to face you. I did not get your names.
You can call me Nyx.
Killed.
Okay, Nyx, Keld. I am Alyona. These are, and she like looks to your group, and you can just see there is a flicker of like, oh no, I surely do not remember
Everybody's names.
name in this group.
Nana will
Oh,
kind
no.
of step in and be like, Nana Hemming's daughter, thank you for your help. These are my friends.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Not the best circumstances.
Understandably, but good to have you aboard. This is...
hello. We're Nana's other friends. I'm Roshan. This is Fen and Gorbjorn.
Sort of waved to everyone.
Kind of nod.
Gorgon would probably be naked as he was taking a front line of the thing, so he's probably putting on some clothes over his melted body, and
Oh my god.
he's
Yeah.
gonna just be kind of
Understandable.
like drinking some potions, kind of like relaxing in
Mhm.
the back, like with a
Mhm.
gentle wave.
Sup?
Mm.
We're burning bodies. Do you want to help?
Oh, yes, we should get that
Yeah.
done as soon as possible.
Did we have anyone take care of the other one before we left?
Well, you remember as you think back on it, Alyona just sort of like looks at you and like kind of like flicks some fingers, and there's like little sparks.
Okay.
She actually, as you went from that space to this space, has been throwing fire in random directions. Like
Oh my god.
Oh, good.
Very
casually with
helpful.
this problem that she has just been introduced to.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, notices you're all like kind of like moving to go burn bodies, and she's like, okay, I'm going to find, and you watch she like scans the crowd because these guards got eviscerated, and her eyes lock with a Jarlsman who you can see that Jarlsman's like, oh no. As this woman fully makes eye contact and makes a beeline towards him, and you can hear
Oh,
the
boy.
start of their conversation. Excuse me, I would like to talk about your battalion of untrained, ill-equipped farmers.
Oh my
And,
god,
she
holy
fully
shit.
just walks up on this guy.
Oh god.
Holy fuck.
As we're throwing bodies on the pyre, Fen wants to make an effort to like grab something unique off of each of them, like if they got a necklace on or something, just like try and like.
Hello? Theory?
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Mm.
Fen wants to like if they got a necklace or a ring or something, or some unique piece of clothing to like try and like account for who these people are, so their families can get some closure if we're going to burn their bodies without any sort of ceremony.
Yeah,
thoughtful.
yeah. That's a good idea.
I would like everybody except Fen, who immediately jumps on not looting bodies. If you guys could either, no, I want intelligence checks.
Hmm?
I want intelligence checks from everybody except Keld and Nyx.
Oh.
Good. No, I'm fine with that.
I got a bastard 20.
So did I.
I got a 15.
I got a 4.
What were those eggs
Help.
even for, Gorbjorn?
Hey, that +1, I would have been a 2.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Every
Fair
day.
enough.
I would say Nana and Roshan. You notice as Nyx and Keld walk by, both of them ready to jump in to start helping. You watch as Keld puts his shield on his back and goes over to start like picking bodies up. Both of you recognize this shield. It has a different symbol on it, but you recognize the runes around the edging. This shield belonged to Tate, which was one of those mercenaries you had run into that had been fighting corruption, and it seems canoodling with the guard.
Scandal.
Wait, can you explain again
Mm-hmm.
more in depth where we remember it from? This group that when we met outside of a town.
Mhm.
The
Like
north?
the Shrieker,
Yeah, this
like
is like Sunny
Okay.
and her group.
Okay.
That's where you met Tate.
Yeah. And this is the shield that we saw Tate carrying, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Roshan, does that shield look familiar to you?
It sure does.
You're better with words than I am. Do you want to... I mean...
Sure. I think Roshan is tired and blunt right now, so he just says, "Where'd you come across that shield, Tate?" Or
no.
shield Keld, not Tate.
Keld. I feel like he's not so far gone that he
Oh,
would have
shit.
misnamed him.
My spoiler so soon.
Well, very recently, its previous owner was part of the reason these things are here. We're here.
Did you happen to take care of a number of the people who made these?
Yes, we took out the group that was there.
You took out the group that was there, but did you burn up another one of these holes?
Yeah, there was a hole there. Fortunately, it didn't get this bad. We were able to stop it before it grew.
How many others were in the group?
10ish.
10. Is that how many were in the group we saw?
Yeah, they're around 10 at the one that you left. Yeah.
Did any others have defining characteristics? Bald, scars, one arm?
No.
First off, I'll help you here in this department, Keldon Nix. First off, a lot of the cultists are bald. That's kind of
All of them?
kind of a thing a lot of them do. But you do know of one of them having like an aggressive scar, I believe, like burn scars on the head. You would know that as Ing. Ing was not there. And then you would realize with the description of one arm that they are probably talking about the guard.
Right. No. None of those were there. I think I know who you're referring to, though.
No, it's just Tate and a bunch of the other, the smaller ones.
The smaller fish.
Mhm.
It sounds like we've had run-ins with of a similar nature. Once we
don't-
finish up here, can we buy you a drink?
Yes, I think we've got
Why
some
not?
to talk about.
Definitely some resources that we could pool, it sounds like. We'd gladly share, if you would.
Of course.
More than happy to help. I'm gonna look around to see if there are any important looking buildings on fire that I could help with. Maybe stop.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good
go
idea.
ahead and we'll start with a perception check. Your first roll of the game.
Hey, first one. Guys.
Ooh!
Is
Get
it
it.
safe to say you might be a water genasi?
I don't know. Maybe.
Icy Genasi.
Who knows?
The 17.
Ooh!
yeah,
That's a
you-
nice roll.
But
You start to look over like and around, and you find a building that is currently being dealt with, but it seems to be the one in most dire need of attention, and you can jog over there and assist. How do you assist?
I will run over and let me see if I can find this one thing I can do. And use my create water to make it rain over the building.
Make it rain, baby.
Make it rain. And cause a huge, it's like a second level version of it. So it's pretty big.
Aggressive amount of water falls from the sky.
Just douse that water.
Yeah.
Douse that fire right out.
And you are able to focus your efforts on keeping this fire contained, and mostly focused in on these pyres that have started to be formed down the street, back in the direction of where this thing had come from. And you can only assume something similar is happening back the other way where the second creature came from. The rest of you assisting and helping as you see fit. Is there anything in particular you wanted to do, or is it just time spent doing what you can to help?
I think we just want to do what we can to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anyone in our group looking especially haggard?
Yeah. That's a
Oh
good-
yeah. I'd bet there's a couple of us. I mean, after the level up that
Yeah.
I had, I'm doing better. Still
Hey,
under
don't
half.
give yourself hit points with the level up.
I
Take
mean,
those
it
away.
automatically added them on,
Yeah,
so I'll
take
take
them away.
myself back down. Okay.
Oh no.
Nana like straightens up and is like, oh fuck.
Oh, this still hurts.
No, I felt
it's
okay
fine.
for a second.
I thought I did, but no, I don't.
I think.
I would.
Roshan's going to follow after Nyx and shape water on some of the water that she spilled to
Share.
go put out other ancillary fires.
Nice.
Kind of like getting a bucket from the lake that she is creating in the sky
Yes.
and just splashing it in different spots.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say people who look not good are probably in like the Fen department. Just from
I would
the
say
top of my
Fen.
head, I think.
Gorbjorn dropped to 1 hit point, right?
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
he's up to either. But
He's been downing potions, I heard last,
Yeah.
but he's probably also still a little rough.
Yeah, Nana gave Fen a healing potion, but it was not much.
No.
yeah. So you see a few people who are injured. If there's something you'd like to do.
Yeah, I think while we're sort of in between tasks, I'll pull out just a little pouch I have and hand out some snacks to them that I've made. They kind of look like onigiri. It's like some rice and stuff wrapped in an edible leaf.
I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it might help a little.
It's quite charming, thank you. What do you call these? Nom nom.
Snacks.
I like them.
I just sort of came up with them. So
They're lovely.
Snacks are snacks.
Yeah,
What do
and
these
they-
snacks do for the team, Keld?
Well, what do they do? They're gonna give you guys a few hit points.
Yay.
Go ahead and roll a d8. Or should I do that?
So, how many people are you giving these to?
Finn, if Bjorn's around, Nana's probably nearby.
Okay, so 3. So you give one to Gorbjorn, Nana, and Fen. Each of you can roll a d8, and that's how many hit points you get back
Yay.
I don't get a snack.
from just eating a snack.
Thank you.
I like snacks. Snacks are awesome.
I like
Agreed.
snacks very much.
This day could be worse.
Thank you.
Can be worse. Yeah.
Nana goes at the helping out with a fortified will.
There you go.
Snack
Mhm.
fortified.
Yeah.
There is, when you like do eat these snacks, there is an energy to it. And it's almost like the idea of, the only way I could put it in this situation is made with love.
Mhm.
Aw,
And it's like a palpable energy.
I love that. I love that a lot.
As you have to return back to a dire task, but just a moment of reprieve. And time passes. You can see during this time, Alyona has been like, I mean, I gotta be straightforward about it. She has been like, I'd like to speak to your manager to like 10 different Jarlsmen.
Oh god.
Like,
She
no.
has been Karening
Who's
the ears
above
off
you?
of these Jarlsmen.
The fuck did I just witness? Like, she looks
Woo.
pissed about it.
Uh-huh.
And has made her way through multiple Jarlsmen. And she gets to one who finally she's sort of like, you see her just like her shoulders slump, and she's like, I'm not done. And then she walks back into the direction of where everyone is working. And she is going to casually sidle up next to Roshan. She takes a casual look around and then kind of glances over to you. This is probably a shitty time, but no time like the present.
Love the way this conversation has started.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to do. So you saved me without much thought, without considering what could happen if you did so. You saved me, and I don't want to seem like I was minimizing your kindness, which I realize I can do sometimes. So I want to offer this, because I will tell you, going to talk to a slimy man about my life is not equal to my life. When you truly know what you want, when you know exactly what you want, you can have it.
I think Roshan's first thought is to talk back and he says, don't think that there was no thought that went into it. I'm just a very quick thinker. But then he kind of registers what she says and then looks at her. And what does he see when he looks at her?
Go ahead and roll insight.
23.
Okay. You see a woman seriously offering you anything. And you're welcome to roll Arcana if you see fit, or you are welcome to take it as you will. But it seems she is offering that in the time in the future, when you know what you want, you can have it. It's yours.
Well, Roshan kind of hates that.
Yep.
I appreciate it.
Is unnecessary. You literally saved my life. So like what a I've always been terrible at like holiday gifts and like personalizing. Like it's easier to be like, hey, what do you want here? Just like go figure it out, you know? So it's kind of like that, but literally anything.
Oh my god.
It's a gift card.
The ultimate gift
Literally
card.
anything.
Literally anything, and I'm not letting you tell me like right now because you're going to pick something stupid. So I'm not going to let you do it. You have to wait.
Come back
You
to
have
me
to
later.
think about it.
That's fair. I suppose we'll be in touch then.
I
Do you want
suppose
to
we
come
will.
back to meet Olavi and have a drink with us?
I don't know. And I'm not sure what you want to do either, considering catastrophes are a good time to disappear, but you know. We'll see how I'm feeling in a bit. She sort of just like looks over the carnage of the place. I've never been really a drink after a battle type person.
What is your after battle ritual?
Well, this sounds sad. It was just kind of getting ready for the next one.
The mood.
Were there times you took to celebrate?
Sometimes. There was downtime. It wasn't. I mean, all I ever knew was war. But there were soft moments. You just have to make time for them, or have somebody who is willing to make you make time for them.
You do. You're correct.
Your land kind of sucks. Kind of shitty.
Not a good
Oh,
time.
the West is way better.
I'll take your word for it. I honestly want to go back to that like slimy man's house to see if he has like a painter, because this would be my first combat here. So like this is how I want to be pictured, but like I don't know if I give a fuck.
I bet he does have a painter, and I bet he'd be happy to get that done for you.
Probably.
I bet you could also ask him for just about anything and he'd give it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that fully.
Mhm,
He so excited. It's like he's looking at the fancy statue that talks back.
Yeah,
You know, maybe I will do that and see if he knows any better Jarlsmen who aren't shit. so that I can talk to them. Ill prepared. Kind of sad.
I wish I could point you to a more prepared force, but yeah, I don't think I can.
I don't think you could either. Not here.
Mm.
I'm sure we'll see each other again at some point.
If you're looking for something interesting, they're having trouble up north containing a forest. You look like you could let loose and burn part of it to the ground.
We'll see if I have time. You know, very busy schedule.
Absolutely.
Fight monsters, pose for pictures, buy new outfit. Ruined my fucking outfit.
A lot of new life to live, you know.
But good to know. Good to know that there is need.
Absolutely.
Well, have fun with your the two who showed up. You can see she's already forgotten their names.
Nix
You
and
know-
killed.
It's fine.
The energy.
I don't take it personally.
They ran over after I was fighting with some of these guards, these Jarlsmen, and watching them die. And right before I would start to fly through the city and just have to lead this thing until it died, they showed up and they already looked like shit, and they watched them just run straight in and beat the shit out of it. So that's the kind of energy you want to put in your army, if you're building one.
I think Roshan just stares out at the destruction of the city and kind of just is silent, but an affirmative silence. Like he understands her.
Affirmative silence.
All right. Maybe I'll show up at your place. Maybe I'll be standing for portrait for 8 hours. We'll see what happens. I'll see you around.
We'll see you around.
And she begins to march her way over, and you can see like there's a man who has like a sword, and he's trying to like break out like the wood that's like collapsed somewhere to like get to like a fire. And you see her like come over and like snatch this sword out of his hand, and like there's an X like right there. There's an X 5 feet from you. Just like shoves it into this guy's hand and keeps
Oh
walking.
my god.
No, maybe we need her.
No, wait, please.
Just come back.
She does seem to have an awful lot of battle experience. However, I don't think we could keep her anywhere she did not want to be.
I think that's 100% the truth, because I think she could just not be anywhere she wanted to be, except for in that mirror.
Pretty much, and we pretty much broke that to pieces, so she's got no limits whatsoever.
Oh, Keldon Nix. Yeah, we broke her out of a
Yes.
mirror like 24 hours ago. Not even.
Can you believe it? She's from practically the dawn of our era.
And
Or
now she
before
wants
it.
to see the manager.
Well, that's the wildest thing I've heard today.
We can top that 5 times over. Let us buy you a drink and we'll tell you all about it.
Where are you guys going to buy a
Sure.
drink?
You all seem like seasoned explorers.
I suppose you could call us that. Do we? We
Let's
could
not
probably.
go to the Laughing Ocean.
I feel like we could
go to
probably
the-
find someplace else. We do still have to check
Tucked
in
and
on.
Loaded? You guys want to go to Tucked and Loaded?
Where do you think Nora would take her drinks?
Probably not at Tucked and Loaded.
Eh,
You have not seen Norl take a drink, and you currently only, I think, know of 2 taverns. So there's the Laughing Ocean, and then there is the is Tucked and Loaded, which became a drag bar. So it really just depends where you
Ah.
guys feel like going.
Tucked
Hmm.
and loaded all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
same.
yeah.
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 All right.
We'll follow. We haven't been in town, so
We're like,
true.
trust.
This is a
This
whole
guy
new
here?
world.
This is the best culture in the town.
Honestly, I can't disagree. The dancing is fantastic. Just make sure you tip well.
all right. You all begin to make your way through town, which for a bit is a bit of a sad experience.
Mm-hmm.
But as you start to kind of veer a bit more southeast, you sort of go to an area that has not yet been affected, but you can see that it is starting to crowd a bit as people who have survived and could not be as helpful have started to make their way in this direction to get rooms or find family or do something because they no longer have a place to stay.
Have we passed the temple or anything on our travels or like on our way?
As you're walking, you do see it's not very big, but a lot of people have stopped to sort of kneel at it. There is a statue in like an alleyway, but it was like 2 buildings were eventually built around this thing and like crammed it into a spot. So there's like a very thin temple to Njord.
Okay. I was looking for like a priestess or something like that, not necessarily I don't need a shrine myself. I wanted to give
Yeah,
somebody
there's a
with
person.
knowledge of the community that stuff that I've been collecting off the bodies, so that they could perhaps know who it might have come from, like to get it to their families or whatever. That's
Yeah, there
what
is
I'm
this-
looking for. But if
Yeah,
not, I'll
there's
just hang
a-
on to stuff.
There's a man in white and blue robes currently trying to help the people who are present here. And he would be willing to take those and try and figure out what to
Okay, yeah, tell them where we were in the city, and say that these people had all fallen, and that we burnt the bodies, and sorry, condolences.
He nods and seems to understand, and he gives you a look for a long moment and then nods and makes his way over, and it looks like he does like a healing word of some sort on somebody who whose leg looks like it was burnt a bit. But there's a few people about who are helping bandage wounds, fix things up. But you continue forward to an oddly full bar at Tucked and Loaded. There's not a lot of entertainment currently happening, but people are there for shelter and drink. So it is currently bustling a bit, but you all are able to grab drinks and a table to an extent. And you all can convene together in one spot.
Fantastic.
So, Keld, Nix, tell us about yourself. Where do you come from? How long have you been traveling together?
Well, this is my sister, so we've been traveling together. I guess ever
Alrighty.
since we found her.
We've really been traveling for it's almost a year now.
Ah, it's been that long.
Yeah. We're just from the woods over there.
Oh,
Really? So you're local then?
The east.
I'm not that close.
You
But
can
the
see them
woods.
like triangulating. They're like, it's Dem Woods over there. Like they seem to just be pointing kind of eastward.
Oh, okay, okay. Further out than local. All right,
Yes,
that makes
yes.
sense.
Ways out.
So how did you become aware of this whole business with the guard?
So, well, I mean, we were starting to notice things in our woods. These abominations popping up strange little things. And it just seemed to be getting worse, so we sort of followed the trail, if you will.
Yeah. We heard from a few folk gathered around one of these other pits. Or was it north of town, I think? Sounded as though they had lots of these located probably all across the east. Hopefully not all across the continent. We can only hope, but
So more than just the 4 that were here.
from what we could infer, yes.
It's hard to tell how fast they've been moving.
I know. They can travel through these trees that the god can conjure from the ground. Works like an instantaneous transportation portal, so far as we can see.
Was it you that cut down his tree here?
No.
Oh.
He did that.
The
He
guard did.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it happen?
No, we were outside watching one of the holes to take care of it. But he had that happen.
It was on his orders.
For what purpose, do you suppose?
Stirred up a lot of unrest in the town. Was that
Well,
his goal, do you think?
we've heard of some new entity, a new friend. So I think it might have something to do with that.
A new friend of the gods?
Yes, I think he's
Mhm.
trying to impress someone.
Oh boy.
By having all of his creatures destroy this town.
Well,
I think-
fortunately enough, that didn't succeed.
It sounds like he had the trees destroyed so that he could make this town a scapegoat and blame the town for the monsters that came in, and the trees are a sacred symbol.
Which would then deter other towns from taking down their own trees, thus enabling him to keep them there.
I think that's exactly it.
We keep calling him the god, and that seems to be what he likes to be called. Just so you two know, his name is Bosch, and he's an asshole.
That's true. Gorbjorn here took off his arm.
Oh,
You're the one responsible?
we've heard about that.
We
I
can give you
was
the
in
entire
for killing
story.
him,
hmm
but we had to take him in, and you know how it is being good.
At the time, he was
The
merely a
shenanigans begin.
serial killer who had offed, I think, 5 people in the community he was supposed to be responsible for. And we thought we were doing the right thing, turning him into the authorities. But it turns out putting him in the dirt only made him more determined. I'm not happy about
Wow.
it.
Probably the biggest mistake we've made since we left Galanda, honestly.
Well, how could you have known?
We couldn't.
Doesn't make it any less aggravating, but you're right.
So,
There.
what are your plans from here? Where are you going next?
Good question. We've just trying to been following this trail, trying to kill as much of this corrupted as we can.
I mean,
Ultimately, we need to stop the guard.
so we'll probably keep following him.
Stop Bosch.
Well, if
Sorry,
you
Bosch.
we could get a target painted on our back if we spread the news publicly that the guard Bosch is actually in control of the attacks and the attempt to make the town a scapegoat, and he has a specific vendetta against us that he's decided is gracious enough not to act on. And any move we make against him, he says he will meet with force. So if you wanted to take the blame for that or something, we could send him straight towards you.
I mean, we were already heading towards him.
Do you know where he is?
Last we heard, he was heading north, right, Keld?
I think so.
Pull out our piece of paper.
Scrolling through my notes.
Here's. There you go. There you go, Gregory.
Where am I looking?
In the chat.
Ah.
Secret chat. Welcome to the secret chat, by the way. Guys, welcome to the secret chat.
Ooh, the secret chat for secret whispers.
So that is to the north.
Okay. So yes, to the north.
I do have one question. We saw 2 holes that these assholes were filling full of rotten fish and whatnot. You said you had stopped another one, but you mentioned there was 4 in total. Where was this other one?
I mean, we've dealt with 2 outside of town.
Mm-hmm.
One about a week ago, and then another today.
Okay,
Well, the town owes you.
that's certain.
I wouldn't want to be a burden on the town. Seen a
Well,
lot.
If nothing else, their gratitude and perhaps a promise of a favor returned at a later date might be nice. If nothing else, I would like very much to see whether or not we can try and figure out exactly which of these holes have been taken care of and which ones still need to be taken care of. I know that Bosch has it out for us if we make a move against him, but I don't want this happening again. And I don't want us leaving something like this behind again.
Was the hole you cleaned up?
Uh-huh.
Can we just not talk about
It's
I've
a
been calling
fish
them
hole.
pits.
The
I'm
fish
calling
hole
them
The fish
specifically.
pits.
Pit.
I've been calling them pits.
That's
Fish pits.
much better.
Fair enough, fine.
Is
Pits.
the pit you took care of, was that before or after you made a mess of the guards people?
The one today was during.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. So you
So it's
just
today.
met them today.
Yes.
Tate, yeah.
Okay. Were they in the process of doing something to the pit, the creature in it today?
They had set up their carts so that the creature would go towards the wall, and they were just watching it.
So do you think there were people at each of the pits today? Directing the 2
I can
pits?
only assume.
Probably.
So it was a coordinated attack. And they probably knew by now that the 2 were failures.
Probably.
I don't think that there's another one here. Personally, they meant to make an example out of this town, not to besiege it. I think the guard and his hubris will look in another direction, hoping that this works or believing that it will. So perhaps we should pay a visit to, oh goodness, what was the information broker's name at Alavi's?
Oh God. I think I made it up on the spot. We're gonna call her
Let's-
information broker for the time being.
Yes, we shared part of this story with an information broker at the Laughing Ocean, and this, I think, puts a nice ending on it. If we go update her, she can use that information for good and turn the tides of public opinion against the guard.
And she's trustworthy.
Well, no, she's not trustworthy, but if the information, I think she'll see after today's attack that the information could do more good in the right hands than not. So,
I believe we've only met one trustworthy person in town. Even the small boy who runs the bait shop is a bit dodgy.
That sort of town.
I see.
Roshan's going to tip one of the go-go dancers 5 silver pieces.
You hand 5 silver pieces to like a sad dancer who's not really dancing, they're just sitting at a table. But just sad table dance energy.
I'm
You know,
sorry
but-
for your loss.
Yeah, it seems strange for them to continue dancing after a bunch of people died, as they stated.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
spirits,
No, that's
spirits
fair.
are low today.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
If we don't keep dancing, the terrorists win.
You know,
Jesus.
you
true.
can certainly tell that to everybody. Guys, come on, keep dancing.
Just dance.
We'll get through this together.
Stop.
No, I
Ugh.
shan't.
Like, buy yourself something nice.
More alcohol.
Yeah, then maybe let's move this party to the Laughing Ocean, and we can discuss with them.
The Laughing Ocean. I like that name.
Sounds nice.
It
Be on
sounds
your
a lot
guard.
nicer than it is.
And don't offer services to anyone.
Definitely don't.
Offer goods or information only.
Question, Jillian,
Mm.
if I were to be patching my wounds, would we have had a short rest while we were at this bar?
You know what? I would say yes. You've all had a short rest.
Okay.
Hooray!
Out of the kindness of my heart, you guys can have a short rest.
Bless you, Jillian.
I'm a benevolent god. And you guys take time to drink and talk. It seems your new friends seem to have a lot of information, and you have information they don't have, and they have, and vice versa. Filling in some of these holes, pits as it were. And you all make your way to a much dodgier tavern. This area has seemed to have the opposite effect. There is not a lot of people around. And as you enter the tavern, it is near empty. There are just a few people inside. It is bare bones.
Bare Bones Tavern.
But
I
is
will-
Bertro there?
Always 1,000%.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Bertro.
Let's
Sure.
let's head over to the bar and inquire with the bartender. The crowd's pretty light this evening.
Everyone's busy.
I can imagine.
But you do see Brilla is here at the tavern.
Brilla,
Yeah,
the
good.
information broker.
Indeed.
I think Roshan would buy a round of drinks, and and then go over to stand around Brilla's table and ask her if she has a moment.
Okay, a bunch of people walk over to Brilla at her like corner spot at the bar. And she just like slowly turns her head and like pushes her glasses up.
Mind if we join?
Can I help you? Or
I'm gonna run next door and check on Todrick.
Go ahead.
Good idea.
Mhm.
Would you like a continuation of the tale that I told you the other day? As it pertains to current events in town?
you seem very excited to give them, so sure. And she pulls her notebook out.
And Roshan goes through the sequence of events with the things he's learned from our two new friends, and from fighting these things and seeing their hole-shaped undersides.
Kit.
I
The
hate that I said that. They're
I'm about to give
pit-shaped.
reverse inspiration to people.
And yeah, gives the thrilling conclusion to, I think the guard tried to make your town into a scapegoat, to tell everybody that the trees protect you and the absence means I can come get you.
All right. Opinion. All right. And it's just, there's no one else I could confirm this with.
These are our new friends. Who else do you want to confirm it with?
You can say it has Prince Scorbjorn's like validity, I guess, or like
Yeah.
backing.
Sign
Like-
off.
Like what?
seal.
Yeah, the seal of approval.
That's a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
egg word there, validity.
Mm.
She looks at Prince Gorbjorn and like changes her demeanor and like smiles a bit, like customer service face back on a bit. I'll make sure to add that. Thank you. Anything else?
Could we pay you to get this information into the hands of people who will spread it meaningfully?
I would be asking for quite a sum to do that, seeing as that's not really in my prerogative at this time. The tragedy is terrible. But just giving out information freely is not profitable, so I would need to profit in some way.
Well, I fully hope that you would use it in some way that sees yourself personally profit as well, but I'm not asking that you give it away willy-nilly. I'm asking, can you use this to line your own pockets, but also undermine the guard?
How about this? She turns to a blank page. You can tell me everything you know about Egil, and I will do this for you gladly.
Roshan puts 10 gold pieces in front of her and says, I hope this information finds its way into useful hands. And then he's going to just go back to the bar and get another drink.
We'll see if the opportunity arises. And she closes the book and takes the coin.
Mm. More
His two
drink.
siblings in the back, who once again do not look like the same like race of being.
Yeah.
Standing like in the back, like watching, like, yeah, we definitely know what's going on.
I don't know any of these names.
A lot of
Oh.
names happen.
A lot of name dropping.
Okay, that's all right. Oh boy.
Yeah, I think Roshan will go buy another round for everyone and
Mhm.
pull up some chairs around a different table.
Right.
Yeah.
My
New
table
table.
still open? Or
Oh yeah. Gorbjorn's like,
The Prince Gorbjorn table. It is reserved.
well, I'm sure I had some of my my fellow goons kind of just sitting on. I like to imagine there's one half
What?
orc and I'm taking them in under my wing.
Oh, that's great.
so excited to learn.
Wow.
Drevik
did you
is
become a
just happy to be
prince?
here. And you all can take a seat there. Fen, you see Gorbjorn sleeping soundly. Perfectly fine. Yeah, that one. Whichever one.
The dwarf
Sleeping
one.
soundly, it's them.
One that's been sleeping, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'll come back down to the party. Out of curiosity,
Mm.
Gorbjorn or Keld, who's taller?
Held.
I think Gorbjorn. Oh, how tall is Gorbjorn?
He's almost 7 foot.
Mm. Tall.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Tall guy.
And which one's thicker?
Oh, that's the question.
Probably Gorbjorn, but I don't
I would-
know.
I I would say Gorgorn. I
Yeah,
don't, well, what's
I think
your
Gorbjorn's
strength?
thick.
What is my strength?
When I come
I've
back down and see
forgotten.
everybody sitting at the when I see everybody sitting at the table, when I come back down, you two should arm wrestle.
You know, I think that would be kind of fun. If you're up for it, Keld.
I'm up for it.
Of course.
Both of you can roll athletics for me
Oh,
as you put your arms up on the table.
athletics. Ooh.
Gotcha. Ooh. What'd you get?
25.
Ooh, nice. I got what was it? 23.
Oh,
Oh, damn, that was close though.
so close.
Ooh, the
Ooh, I
rippling
imagine
muscles
the
on this thing.
biceps bulging.
Oh yeah, it's all muscles all day. As there is a moment where I think both of them are like, "All right, this is gonna be," and then there's the pause in the center where there's no movement, and it's like, "Oh shit!" You watch both stances change as they lean more into it. And after a hard felt battle, maybe it is the fur on Keld's elbow holding strong and kind of like a coaster.
I got the
We'll never
friction.
But after a long fought battle, like this lasts longer than it should.
Everyone's kind of forgotten. They're like, all right, anyway.
And then you hear
They're
the
just,
sound
like,
of
drinking.
Gorbjorn's hand hitting the table, and there is a gentle rumble as the table shakes a bit.
I didn't reach.
Woo. Oh my god.
Whew.
I'm impressed.
You're strong.
I'm very impressed.
You are too.
Gorbjorn is the hero of what was the sexy town?
What?
No what?
Orgyville or something? I don't remember.
Yes, it's called Orgyville.
No.
Georgie capital
know.
of
Where's that on the map?
the
Oh
I
my
don't see that
god.
on my map.
Very Beloved.
Beloved.
Oh, that's
A
right.
lot classier.
He is the hero of Beloved.
That is very true.
A
Oh,
hero.
yeah,
huh?
Golovin.
Yes. He was the champion of many tasks, many challenges.
Hmm,
A new
And
woman.
that's also very true.
I see.
It was
Um,
quite the time. I honestly feel like this is an easy place for us to kind of start regaling.
I pull out Loki's leg and begin
Oh
the
my
tale of our
God.
dragon slaying.
Oh
What?
my god!
Keld listens in.
a beautiful ornate leg slams onto the table and
Jesus
you begin to be
Christ.
regaled with the tale of how they slayed a
Gale.
dragon. And that
A
is where we're
Loki
going to take our
dragon.
10-minute break. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. We're going to take a 10-minute break, go get a snack, go get a drink, and we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Thank you, 10.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 102 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. The party has just met some interesting new companions who seem to have possibly a similar goal in mind, maybe more aggressively so, unclear. But currently, you have been bar hopping, I suppose, as you have tried to trade with an information broker, trying to get this story out there that, the guard did this and blah, 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 and what have you. And it seems that without proper payment, she was not willing to put that, I suppose, at the front of her list. And that payment was not given. Currently, you all sit at a table together, being regaled with the story of how they beat up a dragon one time and then stole its people leg. And that is where we left off. What would you guys like to do and or talk about?
So, you two are from the area. Have you met any of the rangers here in the southwest of the east?
Picturing map.
I was like,
We're looking for a half-elven woman who worked as a ranger or with the rangers. Been missing, hasn't checked in with her contact, and we've been unable to find her so far. Wondering if you might have heard anything about her or knew who she was.
a half elven ranger.
Think, could that be Rivet? Do you know her name?
Roshan, do we know her name?
We don't know her name. Are you talking about the one who was posing as a member of the guard?
That's who we were.
Yes.
after.
Okay. Yeah. We know that she may have been posing as a member of the guard.
That says
That's
we know.
almost
Yeah.
all we know.
Yeah, that's Rivet.
Oh,
Do you know her whereabouts? Is she all right?
That's a
We
little
haven't heard from
more
her for about a
tricky.
week.
Yeah.
Um,
She's the one that told us about where the pit was.
We're calling them pits now. Okay.
Yeah.
Roshan's going to use his new 4th level spell slot
ooh.
for ascending.
Mhm.
And he's going to message Norrell and say, were you able to make any contact with your friend in the guard? We've just returned to the Laughing Ocean. Would you like to meet tonight? And that's all.
How helpful.
It is an immediate response. No, I haven't heard anything. Currently very busy dealing with the aftermath. I don't think I can. So as a member basically of the Jarlsman, she's a little busy at this point in time.
We did the hard stuff already. Come on, just join us.
It's fine.
Yeah, it only took us 30 seconds, but the hard part, my guys.
Yeah,
It's dead. Come on, live a little.
things aren't going to get worse.
Surely not.
Well, not right away at the very least.
Jillian, stop that.
Huh? What? No,
I
they
don't like
couldn't.
it.
They couldn't.
I don't care for that. No, thank you.
Well, our friend who was also a contact of Rivid, you said?
Riven, yeah.
Riven. It sounds like she also hasn't heard from her and is too busy dealing with the aftermath to share any of our time tonight. So, what makes you think Bosch was heading north?
She put it in her note.
That's
Riven
what we were
Oh.
told.
And was there any specifics? Everything is pointing us toward the Kivik Library. But
Where's that?
It is northeast of the capital. Or it is east of the capital, northeast slightly from you.
Okay.
Northeast, just right off the fucking map. Let's go.
Hmm.
Well, we need to see Norrell before we leave town. And I think that I certainly should. Fen has changed clothes when he went up to the room to check on Tordrick.
Mhm.
I need to either get my armor repaired or buy some new stuff.
Me too.
Roshan,
Yeah, same.
Roshan, you look like shit as well.
Thanks. Am I showing any not holes? Are there any pits in my
I
outfit?
need you to
Gaps.
get your shit together. I need you to reel it in before I get another one of these things in town.
Just
We
throw
got
another
any
one at us.
armor gaps.
I'll,
Oh
I'll
no.
burn this place to the ground.
I was like, what are you trying to say?
Your armor is not as effective as it was. Your armor is damaged.
Great, love that.
Not fully into shit territory, but kind of like definitely not pristine.
In mechanics terms, you take 1 off of your AC. Fen is taking 3 off of his AC. Nyx is taking 2, I think, and
3. I'm
yeah,
at
3. And Held no longer has armor. His
Oh,
fully
boy.
melted off.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, we could definitely use some replacement armaments.
Yeah.
Who
Definitely.
needs armor?
Well, as a barbarian, Gorbjorn, obviously not you. But the rest of us rather do depend on it a bit.
I think we should probably get that over with tonight, since I feel like people will be flocking there once they see the damage that's come to the town and don't feel safe anymore. So
Not a bad point.
I mean, there's not a reason to not go now, is there?
yeah,
I
let's.
Might as well.
Might as well check.
How late is it at the present moment?
Kind of late in the day, but you might be able to catch something
5
right
minutes
on the
before
edge of closing. Depends if people close during a national emergency. It's really a toss-up.
I think everybody's open and awake.
Everybody
I mean,
it was like, what else am I gonna do?
Where are we at on the Waffle House index of
Uh.
fish monster attacks?
Oh, people that sell armor are
I-
definitely profiteering right now. Like,
They're like
Mhm.
running to their shops like, oh shit.
Oh
fuck,
boy, oh
shit.
boy!
Today's the day.
Finally.
Some
An
work.
emergency.
How do I make
Um,
souvenirs?
I would say that sure. You are able to find a guy who's like, well, I've just been standing here and people have been buying axes all day.
That makes sense.
Except that one guy.
Except for
That
that
one-
one guy.
That one son of a bitch. Don't worry, they all inevitably they all buy the axe. Would you like an axe?
We might need one at some point.
I think we're looking more for armor.
He like reaches back and like it's not a huge shop. It's kind of more like a stall to an extent, and it's all kind of crammed together. He reaches back and he like grabs the corner of the wall behind him and pulls it, and it like twists around from being weapons to being
Amazing.
armor.
Mm.
Like a chalkboard just being flipped over.
I love it.
Fancy.
What do you need?
I need a few replacement leather pieces. So do a number of my party. It looks like you could use new chainmail.
I just hold up my sad chainmail that's left.
Chain
Is that
apron.
like a
Yeah,
handkerchief of chainmail?
it is now.
chain
That
kerchief.
doesn't seem very
Chief.
helpful. That seems kind of painful. If you're interested in leather, I could do about 10 gold for each set. And then for the chain mail, that's going to be a bit more. It's going to be 75 gold.
What if we just need a few replacement pieces?
You're going to fix your own armor? He's like looking at y'all's shitty broken armor.
Oh no.
Well, mine's not like entirely broken all over. Just a little bit here and a little bit there.
Do you know how to patch armor?
Fine, I'll buy a new one.
Thank
You
Don't be
gotta
stingy.
give
It's an emergency.
gotta give credit to the man who knows his
10%
craft.
is going to charity to help build the homes back or something.
I'm
so-
sure it is.
So the price for all of it would be 105 gold pieces.
I
Yeah.
got this.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Gorbjorn. I
Bless you,
really appreciate
Gorbjorn.
it.
All right. Gorbjorn, you putting 105 down?
Yep.
All right. Shit, okay. All right,
Didn't
one
think you'd
second.
get it.
And in rapid succession, there is 3 sets of leather armor and 1 chainmail put down. And you have new armor.
Hey.
Thank you, Gorbjorn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for killing that monster. That was
Mhm.
very kind of you.
It was all of us.
It was definitely a lot of you, so thank you for your considerable contributions.
Well,
He's like grinning and like being bashful.
Aww.
I mean, I didn't see it. I was unconscious, but I was told it was you.
Yes.
I was asleep in
you
a
back
burning
up as
house
quick
at
as
the
I could.
time.
Just
I tried
after
to
I
just-
was asleep in the burning house for a time.
Hmm.
Actually, shopkeep, do you happen to have spears on hand amongst your wares?
Give me a second, and he like reaches back, and he begins to flip the thing over again.
Uh-huh.
Are there more than 2 sides?
And he grabs just like a basic spear at
Mhm.
1 gold.
That'll do. Thank you.
And
I can pay
adds
for
it
this
to
one
just
myself.
the coin he has acquired.
Mm-mm-mm.
I bet
Thank
you're
you
missing
very
your
much.
spear shed now, Nana.
Say one more time.
I bet you're missing your spear shed now.
I have been this entire journey, but that's all right.
She has a shed entirely devoted to spears in different lengths with different tips.
Wow.
I
You
think
never
she's
know
got
when you
some
may
silver
need a
ones in there
specific
just in
spear.
case, something needs it.
I mean, every
Sounds
now
like
and
a
again.
collection.
You
She is
just-
the armory master back in Galunda.
But Bosch
Yes.
knocked down a house.
Is that where you're
Yeah.
from?
Yeah,
Well,
Galunda. That is our hometown. It is.
Have you heard of it?
Cat's out of the bag.
You could both roll history.
I was like, have you-
Let's see.
Let's find out.
Oh, definitely not. That's a nat 1. Minus
Oh
1.
boy.
9?
Hmm. Sounding
both
like
haven't heard of it?
no.
Have not heard of this town.
No.
That's fair. It's understandable. It's rather small, honestly. Even by West Coast standards, it's not terribly large. But
Oh, in the west.
hmm yeah, we've come a long way. But enough jabberjaw while we're here. Is there anything else that you all needed to replenish for your stores before we moved on?
Just the armor.
Yeah. It's all
So what is it you each do in a fight, such as with the pit thing?
oh well.
Well, Nick
Let's
seems
use
rather
this.
handy with magic and things, and Keld, you seem quite handy with your fists. Am I overestimating it?
Towards
More
my
the sword.
He motions to a sword on his back, next to the shield.
That would make sense.
And you bake, cook.
He does.
Do like to cook.
He's quite good at it.
Oh,
you.
delightful. Oh, goodness. If we ever come across Saga again, we have got to get you acquainted. She would just love you.
I'm sure I'd love her.
She's a prolific eater of baked goods, and
Mhm.
also a cook sometimes.
She does
I
her
can
best.
respect
She's
that.
not polished entirely, but she's getting much better all the time.
Some of the textures she
all?
chooses are interesting, but
Interesting is
they
a word.
usually work.
Her drinks are crunchy.
Fascinating.
Don't ask me how, but they work.
Interesting.
Mm.
Sure, it's delicious.
Definitely for some folks.
You all are welcome to keep walking and talking, but where are you going?
Where are we going?
Hmm. Well, do we, let's see. Do we want to replenish any potions or anything that were made use of during the battle?
I am out of healing potions.
Uh-oh.
So stopping by wouldn't be the worst plan.
Are
I
you
do
also out of
have-
healing snacks?
Oh, I've got.
Oh,
a
that's all
actually.
him.
How do you make these snacks?
Oh, these ones I just made over a fire. So just kind of depends on what we have on hand.
Oh. Well, I
I've got a
can,
few
I can
utensils in
create
my bag.
some healing snacks, some salty berries.
yeah, I've got good berry in my assortment. They're all right. They're preserved for long travel, so, you know, juice them up a little bit with magic and they're not quite so dry.
I see. They'll do in a pinch.
They're like
Mhm.
slightly sweet jerky.
Fruit jerky, if you will.
Sounds chewy.
They are. But, you
Guys are
know,
being generous
if
to
you're
these berries.
currently, if it's a choice between dying on the battlefield and eating one of those, generally speaking, most folk like eating one of those.
I see.
I kind of like them.
Oh,
Oh.
thank you, Fen.
You guys are heading to Njord's Fjord.
Njord's Fjord.
The man who is very intimidated by you because you gave him a letter from Olavi.
That's
and
right.
I'm so
that is
sorry.
the potion seller in town.
Ah,
We should probably let these guys know about that before we go in, or it's gonna be very awkward.
Or you could not.
I mean, we could not. Mm. It's up
We
to
have
God.
a really good discount that I'm loath to take advantage of. Seems more of an extortion situation rather than
Yeah.
out of the goodness of one's heart. So
There's a reason why we told you not to offer services at the Laughing Ocean.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
You'll have to let us know how that happened.
That sounds like a
Mm.
story.
Oh yes, story and a couple halves, but
Or
Definitely
someplace
understood.
more private.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Meantime, if the shopkeep seems a bit distressed to see us, you'll know why.
Yeah, does the shop seem busy as we head in that direction?
Not really. But it
Oh, I
does
hope
seem to be
he's
open.
okay. Okay.
I think Roshan will part his hair in the middle and walk in the door. He'll never recognize me.
Part it the other way. It'll be fine.
1 second. You hear from the back, and then the man scampers out. And this old gnomish man kind of stops and goes pale. Oh,
Oh.
how can I be of service today?
Mm.
We are running low again on healing tinctures and would like to purchase at full price more.
Oh, well, you came during a sale, so a sale it is.
Oh
Yes.
no.
Oh, I hate this so much.
Sadly, you were just here a couple days ago, and you bought all of the regular healing potions,
Oh,
and
shit.
I have not had time to restock.
That's more than fine.
But I have a few stronger ones at full price, are a bit pricey. About normally around 250 and 1,000.
We did just come into quite a bit of jewelry and coins. Oh, we came into a lot of coins.
It's true.
Like currency?
Yes. Yes. What other kinds of coins are there?
It was just the way you were saying it was
Chocolate.
a little dodgy.
Chocolate coins, sure.
But
Legal
everything's a
tender.
bit on sale, so I could, lower those prices a bit. But could I? If you have gold coin, you have gold coin.
Yeah, how many of each of those potions are there?
There are 4 of the supreme and 2 of the superior.
I don't see these depreciating in value, so should we just drop a chunk of change on them?
I feel bad for this guy. His whole town's been leveled. I think that we can afford that. I don't see us being able to get a better price anywhere else.
Okay, I will then take away 4,500 for all 6 of them.
You place a different type of currency on the table.
Oh
Oh,
no. Damn shit. Fuck.
They're equivalent, right?
And he looks at it.
Antique. Does that count?
Gold has its worth, but I would have to probably melt all this down, and I'm not versed in gold weight
Oh.
and the price exchange on such, but I don't know who these people are posted on these coins.
Oh no.
Do they have any names written on them?
They do
Country.
not, but they have like a stern man's face you recognize as Bello.
Oh, that's Bello.
That means nothing to me.
Damn.
What? You've never heard of him?
I haven't.
He's famous
Well-
on the TikTok.
Would you be willing to take the same weight in bellow coins or Lunderbucks?
Now, the thing is, listen, I am happy to give you discounts. But possibly investing in something that I don't exactly know the validity of could be a bit difficult.
Understandable.
I hate to suggest it, but should we sell this coin to Silas and have him give us something that's? I can't tell the difference. This looks like money. It's
I don't want
gold
to
the way.
talk to Silas again.
I don't either, but
You were actually told to never return to Silas's home.
That is true.
I don't think he wants it.
Or us.
Perhaps we'll have to trade it in somewhere
Okay.
else.
At an antiquery.
Somewhere else. Things might be a bit, difficult in town. Money might be a bit tight. Just giving you a heads up now.
Yes.
And I'm sure someone is probably some Jarlsmen are going to come in and buy the rest of these healing potions.
All right, could I give you 5,000 of them
For what?
for these 6 potions? That is, I'm assuming the coins are about equivalent in size.
These coins are actually slightly thinner than your average gold coin.
That's fucking
Damn.
bullshit.
Fuck.
You took a different place's currency
Damn.
from
Uh.
10,000 years ago.
How about the weight, an equivalent weight in these gold coins?
Do you have a scale?
Do you not have a scale?
No, I don't have a gold coin scale.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Uh,
I'm sorry, am I not well equipped enough for you during this tragedy?
we didn't mean to imply that. I'm sorry.
Gorbjorn, do you have regular money that equals this much?
I'm pretty sure I do.
God. Money bags.
Yeah, I haven't
Mhm.
added this currency to my pockets.
How much do you have?
A good amount. How much do we need?
4,500 in regular gold.
In modern day
45 gold.
East-West gold.
4,500.
Yeah,
Oh,
4,500
so
gold.
450 gold. So 45 platinum. Gotcha. Yeah,
450 platinum.
450. Okay,
Platinum. Yeah.
got you. Easy. No.
Got it. What
no,
do
we do not.
have?
So we have 260. So we kind of can, but we kind of can't. Like we're almost there in terms of gold, and I don't want to do the math.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So maybe buy
Uh,
as many as we can afford.
We could buy half that.
Okay. I mean, I feel like half that, and then we leave some for the Jarlsmen of the town.
Yeah, then
Sounds fair.
then let's do 250 platinum for 2 of the superior and the 2 greater.
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
worked.
Okay.
Sure.
Can you know what? Never mind. Don't point us toward a goldsmith.
Okay.
Point us to a goldsmith. Point me though. I'm curious about gold and making coin.
Yeah,
out of
I
my
mean,
face.
it is like approaching like Like it's
Dusk.
dark outside, but
No, I mean,
during
like,
in the
Here,
morning,
I'll bring out a
the
map, just
daytime.
point, and
Uh-huh.
I made a like a quick map of the town as I've been here for a while.
Okay.
I've added a lot of rubble to the streets.
Started drawing in rubble and smoke.
Jeez.
He points onto the map. There should be someone, I think, there. I've gotten like gold dust there before, so I think that might help.
Thank you for your time. Have a safe evening.
I
Please
don't
do.
know if that's my choice, but thank you.
We hope that it is as safe as it possibly can be.
It seems that criteria has changed aggressively in the last couple hours. You have a good night.
You too.
So we've got 2 superior and 2 greater. Roshan's like an infinite pool of healing. I think. Who else wants them?
I can manage myself, so I won't take those if someone else needs them.
The only one in the party I think that can't do a healing on themselves is Gorbjorn.
I can do temporary healing.
Wow.
Really, everybody in this group can heal.
I mean, like,
Okay,
I can do
so Roshan
Goodberry.
takes the 4 new
Nana is
glasses
actually
and throws them
worst
on the
at it.
ground.
I am technically the worst at the healing game. Like, my Goodberry will do a solid 1 HP, and that is it.
I
Okay.
still have my 2 potions of healing.
Okay, so maybe you take one of each, Nana, and Fen maybe take a bigger one, and we've got 1 greater.
Just
Mix.
in the mix.
Yeah, I don't
Thank you.
have it. I can heal myself, but having one wouldn't be the worst.
Yeah, you take it. Not that we're traveling together or anything, but that you deserve it for helping.
You all are really kind.
And
So generous.
honestly, you all frankly handled a problem that we saw coming and really we should have handled sooner. So I figure it's the least we can do.
Well,
Roshan does not acknowledge what you just said.
Yeah.
Fine,
Deny,
Roshan
deny,
doesn't
deny.
have to. Nana's going to anyway. Her conscience is heavy enough.
in the end, it was handled, wasn't it?
That's true. That's true. And honestly, I'm glad that it was. But really, thank you both for all your help.
And thank you. I mean, whew, what a day.
You're not kidding.
So what is
Did
your
you-
plan after this? Were you going to just set out north and hope you find tell of the guard and his group?
Honestly, that was the plan.
Yeah. Just keep going after them.
I
Well,
suppose we haven't really developed much tact behind it.
We do. Should probably check and see if maybe she's left us another message.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully so. If she is the same person that we've been trying to help our friend get in contact with again, and if you happen to hear from her, then I'm sure she'll be happy to hear.
How far out of town is our tree trunk?
Your tree trunk is one
Mail?
second. It's actually just about a 15-minute walk out of town, but it would probably take you guys like an hour to get there.
Take us like an hour to get there. Maybe we should wait till morning.
I don't know. It depends on whether or not nighttime is the best time to get that sort of thing done.
Yeah. Why would it take us an hour?
Because
From
you're
the
not
middle
at
of
the edge
town.
of town.
Yeah.
Just chilling right at the edge, like we're ready.
Ooh,
Just take a
going,
walk.
boys.
I'd like to see
Honestly,
Normal first thing in the morning, and if we have information for her, that would That'd be best. Let's just go now.
I don't mind taking a
Sure.
walk.
And perhaps maybe we'll see her on our way.
Maybe.
Normal laying in the street. Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, what's
Hard at
up?
work.
Oh, hey,
Are there
boys.
any sexy elves helping?
Who's
Um,
this, Norl?
Oh, she's a town's guard who was well, not a town's guard, a Jarlsman, and what are they called? The Rangers?
yeah, you could just say she's a ranger. I don't know if it had a
She's-
specific name. It might.
She's a coast ranger. The Coast Guard, maybe. And
Coast Guard, perhaps.
that name's not already taken in this universe. And she was another contact of Riven. Where were you using to try and contact her?
We've
Norl
just
was
been
using
exchanged-
a small fishing shack.
Oh. I see.
Interesting. Ours is a tree trunk about 15 minutes outside of town.
Oh,
Letters.
well, yes, let's go check it. If there's anything, if anything, she probably left the area, and this is the last you'd hear from her if she's trying to stay close with the guard.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I hope there's something.
Can only hope. Let's have a look. Why not?
You all march through town, and it goes from this area of town where things look almost normal. And then it is fallen building and blackened, charred marks and the smell of burning fabric and pyre. And there are still people working. And
Was this
there's still
you?
that.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt it. I
No,
was
it's
just
fine.
asking.
Yeah.
Was
This
this
is the
you?
area where you guys fought your big scary monster.
Oh, yeah.
Good job. What?
It does the area of effect seem to be about on par with the area of effect of our monster on the other side of town, or how do they compare?
They both look really bad.
Yeah.
These monsters came from out of town and bulldozed in from the
Oh.
sidelines, just going
Jeez.
straight in. So it is just two basically craters of once town in these two
Oof.
directions.
Jeez.
Destruction.
It's a good thing fate brought us back into town at the right time. We'd just gotten back from a fishing trip to an upside down tower buried under the sea.
That was where we met Aliona.
How did you get there?
A lot of trouble. Several potions, and some extra gadgets, and the goodwill of a very pleasant fisherman.
Wow.
And
Can
the
I
tower
just say
was
out of
underwater?
character? Can I just say out of character how glad I am that our two new characters are just taking this all on face value? Like,
Yes.
like no hint of skepticism at all about it. Oh, we fought a dragon who was a god, and we stole his leg, and we just got back from an upside down tower under the sea.
I mean, in fairness, we all just
Wild.
fought giant fish goop monsters that rose out of pits about
I
a
mean,
day.
everyone
ago.
knows corruption exists, though.
Seen some
That's
shit.
the most believable story thus
Yeah.
far. Is you fought some corruption monsters. Big Dragon probably is the most shocking of
I
your
feel like
stories.
that one's still processing
That was,
on the back
yeah, we're
burner.
just like, I don't know. You might have just taken a random leg.
I mean,
They're just not questioning you out loud. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
all
know.
right, sure.
just
Of
kind
course
of
you
letting
did.
all that percolate. I mean, one day we'll just run across these people and they'll be like, That was real.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it doesn't register to Fen at all that any of these things sound like lies because Fen doesn't know how to lie. So, and he was there, so like, why would anybody doubt this?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
These are
a fair
facts.
that's a fair point.
But you all continue past this destruction, basically following the crater that this thing left. Its acidic body, just like leveling everything that it walked casually past, whether that be person or building. You continue through. It's dark. You would be inclined to like pull out a lantern casually and hold that forward for those of you that cannot see in the dark. And you continue forward and you get to the edge of town and you start to make your way out. And about 15 minutes of walking. Here's the question. Are we stealthing or are we just casual?
I feel as though being stealthy at night in the woods is probably smart.
I'll follow your
Group
lead.
stealth. Group stealth check.
Might as well.
I
try
can
to be quiet.
provide a bonus to that with Pass Without Trace.
There you go. Everybody
Yeah.
add plus 10 to your outcomes.
Wow.
Ooh.
Good, because I have a +0.
You're
And
very
you roll
welcome.
with disadvantage if you have your armor on.
Rough.
I got my first nat 20, so that puts me at
Hell
a
yeah.
32.
Very nice.
Jeez.
Very nice.
I get a spot on my bingo card.
Hey, yay!
Ooh.
They also got bingo
Oh.
cards, so
I
you get your
wasn't
nat 20
looking
spot.
at bingo.
How dare you not look at bingo? This is important.
Fuck.
Bingo's
I have it.
important.
I have a
Um,
22 for mine.
30.
Roll great, but
39.
21.
Yep. We are fucking quiet.
Sneaky.
Okay. You begin to stealth forward, moving slowly and kind of blindly in the dark as you turn your lantern off to be sneaky.
Yes.
Now, Keld and Nyx, you were the ones looking for this thing in the dark, not your forte.
I
do
Yeah,
neither of them have see
I
in the
will
dark?
cast dark vision on myself.
Ooh.
Okay. So, Keld, you are welcome if you'd like to. You can give advantage to Nyx, or actually a straight roll. Nyx, no, you have blah, blah, blah. Help, help. Advantage. Help, I'm in danger. Advantage on a perception check to Nyx, who can now see in the dark. You wouldn't have to do anything for that.
Okay, why is
You
that?
just pat my back.
You guys are looking for the tree, and you can either roll individually. Yours would be disadvantage, or you can help Nyx look.
Gotcha. I'll help Nyx look.
Okay.
In which case, Nyx will roll with the added advantage.
That's a 23.
Hell yeah!
What does it look like when you have dark vision cast upon yourself?
Good question. So her eyes are already black with the bright blue irises, so I assume that it starts to glow a bit, the electric blue.
Mhm.
And just is able to see a bit better now.
Wow.
You look around, and there's sort of like a faint glow to your eyes, and all of you have like really high passive perception. You
Mine's
can
at
see
20
like
now.
in like the magical glow of her eyes, it almost looks like dust particles sort of move by in the light in front of her.
Wow.
And she continues forward, and eventually you come across a tree that is split, like broken at the center and fallen over, kind of creating like an inverted V shape on the ground. And you know that if you reach into the trunk, that is where you've been receiving letters.
I'll reach it. See if we got it.
You approach, and in the middle of the night, shove your hand into a tree trunk.
No cares. No worries.
Just
Seems safe.
and you pull out a piece of paper. It seems you've received a note.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
that's a relief.
Yeah, Open it up. Take a look.
Yeah. and
Dark
immediately
vision.
just a bunch of heads slowly like curl around you.
You just like directly over.
Just standing right behind her.
Right behind her.
Like
She used
Nana's
to it.
trying to like squint at the paper, see if she can get any of that like extra glow off of Nyx's eyes. She ain't seeing nothing, but you know, she's trying.
The letter, it looks like it was scrawled hastily. It says, hard to find time to myself. The guard moves north to offer a tree to Jarlsbecker. He says he has plans for the road, but I know not what that means. He also speaks of receiving a special gift from a new friend. I don't know what he was gifted. Every day feels colder. This is my last letter here. Perhaps we'll find each other again. And there's no signature.
Did she put a signature on her other notes?
He did not sign any of her other notes.
Okay,
Smart.
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But it does look like familiar handwriting.
Okay.
You said that he's been gifted something.
From a new friend.
I don't know who this new friend is.
I don't like the sound of that. I mean, I can think of a few possible potential people who could fit the bill of a new friend for Bosch, and I do not care for any one of them.
More stories, I'm assuming.
Quite a lot. I mean, we could probably fill all of our travel time between here and the next town with a good few of them at least.
I would like to hear them.
I mean,
If you're going the same way.
probably we will be, honestly. I mean, Roshan, you said yourself that we're heading in the direction of the library, and that at the very least demands that we head back north. And if we're going to be following Bosch's trail anyway, I see no reason why we couldn't travel together.
Is Jarlsbecker the capital?
Yes.
Okay. And would that be before the library? Which is closer?
It would be before the library.
Okay.
Probably best to try and head this off at Jarlsbecker if we can. Or try to mitigate the damage.
It sounds like, yes, your friend is headed toward Jarlsbecker.
Mhm.
We don't have business there, but I would like to see Bosch finished. Nana, Fen, Gorbjorn, would you like to take a detour to Jarlsbecker, see the capital?
Lot of souls there for Bosch to do potentially more damage than he's done here. I think the sooner we end him, the better. Whatever new friend he's made can go with him.
Agreed.
Perhaps we could break into the National Archives. I've heard there's a treasure map on the back of our Constitution.
Wouldn't that just be nice? We might be able to afford everything we might need.
Your team's new name, definitely not thieves.
Definitely not thieves.
As you continue to plan and to steal and
I mean, it's only a national treasure if you look at it in the right light.
Mm,
You know, we're not really thieves.
Squint.
mhm.
We just end up doing a lot of theft.
You'll understand better once we've told you the context.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
It just
brings
pays
up a
really
lot of
well.
questions.
Well, I mean, there's that.
Of course, thieving pays well.
Oh,
That
not
makes
really.
you
It
No.
doesn't, though.
No, not really.
Not in our experience,
No, we're not
honestly.
thieves by profession. I guess we would be paid well if we had did this for money, but we just keep getting coerced into it. And
In order to make up for favors that we've unwittingly incurred.
Oh, I see. I see.
Mm.
It's
Seems you've
much more a coercion sort of
checked out.
situation. We're not fans, but you know, we'll tell you all about it. Let's head back and get some drinks and Make some plans for the morning, eh?
So we're
Let's
heading
do
back
it.
to the Laughing Ocean, which
Yep.
is where your cleric and horse are. Uh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Nana definitely needs to take some time grooming poor Thick Biscuit and figuring out her life.
yeah, you all arrive. Drinks can be had. Is there
Uh,
anything you'd like to do?
I'm gonna try to see. I'm not an expert at all. I'm not a seamstress or a leather worker, but I'm gonna see if there are any flourishes or anything I can save from my old armor to put on this new stuff. Because Saga made that armor, and I want to keep as much of it as I can.
Go ahead and roll just dexterity for me.
22.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not about in this moment, you're like, I'm skilled enough to do this. It's how much has the acid left for me is really the question. And you are able to save a couple flowers and bits of design, the Lady Satyr symbol. There are a few things you're able to get off of it. It's going to take time to put it onto your armor, but you have them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything to do needlework or anything, but yeah, as far as salvaging what I could from it, that's what I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, you got a chunk of it.
Is Ink has not been up and around, has he?
Yeah, no, Ink's just been casually walking around in the background. And the thing is, would you even know?
I mean, that's a
Oh.
fair point.
Good question.
They would just,
you don't see any of Ink's forms that you know.
Would be nice to
Torbjorn,
catch back up with them.
is Olavi around?
I mean, you guys not have not seen him, but he could be.
Gorbjorn, would you be interested in seeing if Ink is available? I think.
Yes.
All right. I
Yeah.
think they may be able to help us figure out something with Tordrick. If they're alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic.
Yeah, Gorbjorn, do you approach the door and wait for the man who is always there sitting on this stool to knock in a pattern, and then wait, and then turn the doorknob, and the way down is open to you. It is the familiar scent of cigars, Gorbjorn, as you make your way down. And what you see when you make your way to the bottom of the stairs is the two arms, the twins, seem to be casually lounging. You currently do not see Olavi, but you do see a figure sitting at the table downstairs. A young man, attractive, kind of very middle of the road, but the irises of the eyes just incredibly dark. And the figure looks over to you and smiles a little. Gorbjorn, hi. And you recognize Ink's voice.
Ink. How have you been? Oh my, I was curious.
I'm well for what the large cleric informed me I may be feeling. But I'm okay. How are you? How are you doing?
A little tired. Roshan came down with me, right?
Sean, did you come down?
Roshan was planning on going down.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
Hell yeah.
Oh, and he like Ink raises a hand. Um, before I forget, I'm a little scattered right now. Kind of reaches across the table and pulls over like a stack of papers and then picks them up and kind of gently like taps them on the edge so they straighten up and extends them in Gorbjorn's direction. There was nothing else to do, so I finished your paperwork, and here is your family tree and your lineage and your honors, Prince Gorbjorn. And they present it to you.
I'm gonna look over it really carefully, but instead of actually reading it, I'm just gonna be looking at how pretty it is.
It is pretty. Like the calligraphy. There's even like at the top of the family tree, there's like these like sketches of like strong orcish jaws.
Hell yeah.
And at the bottom is a drawing of you in your place on this family tree that Ink made from scratch.
Amazing.
Just a whole new family for you. And
Oh.
Ink kind of smiles a little and looks over. Did you need something? Payment. I was going to pay you.
No, Roshan reaches out and stops him from reaching out for payment or
Mm-hmm.
no, our friend Tordrick is still stuck in the state that the prayer circlet does to people. And I was wondering, how long does that last? What should we do?
I mean, I won't go into the semantics on how that technically he is now like a part of the museum, but that's neither here nor there. But people, from what I have read, have been under the influence for 5 minutes to 53 years, I think was one of the ones on the higher end. But if you try to remove it, you could cause irreparable damage mentally.
So what should we do?
You may want to find somebody willing to take care of them or continue to drag their body about.
Can you
If-
just make them part of your exhibit?
Oh my god.
Like, I could prop him up really nice, and if he wakes up, I could point him in your direction.
I hate to just ask you to take our friend into the museum, but if we take him with us, we'd be also stealing from you.
It's tricky. But from what I know, that they don't need much care while they are in this state. It's kind of like at the moment your friend is an extension of the relic.
If you take him into the museum, could you just, I don't know, once a week throw him into a pool of water? A lake or the ocean is best.
I was thinking maybe I should take care of torture.
Roshan turns to Gorbjorn surprised, but oh, I hadn't thought of that. Did you want to stay with Ink as well?
If that's all right with you, Ink, I think I would like to travel with you.
All right. I was kind of nervous being alone, as it were, anyway. I think that would be nice. I mean, depending on when you're all leaving, we could at least start in the same direction. Who knows?
That sounds lovely. We're actually planning on leaving bright and early tomorrow. We've found a little direction in the ways of the people who destroyed the town above. And would you and your cart be ready? Are you free to leave?
Oh, I've already had my dealings here. I'm good to leave whenever. So I'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow.
You didn't incur any debts with Olavi, did you?
The man brought me back from the dead, Roshan.
But we were the reason that you died in the first place.
Semantics.
Well, I know we may not be the ones you want to reach out to for help, but if there's any way we can be of assistance, I think I speak happily for everyone that we would do what we can.
I'm good. And Ink smiles. But it is just, these eyes are dark.
We'll see how you feel in the morning. Will you be down here?
If I'm not upstairs, I'd be down here. Yeah.
All right. If you'd like to stay, Gorbjorn, I can leave you here.
If that's all right, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can stay down here and chat with Ink.
Mhm.
Roshan goes upstairs and Nana and Fen are at a table, right?
Yeah, as you
Yeah.
walk upstairs, Ink looks over at Gorbjorn. Lafayette, that's his name. When I woke up, Lafayette tried to change my memory of events to make sure that I did not remember what I experienced in between. And I informed him that it worked, that I only remembered the dark. I remember everything. I remember all of it. Good story to tell later, I think. A good story around a campfire. Maybe I could attach it to one of the items in the shop. We'll see. And Ink sort of smiles. Her eyes are watering, but they just sort of relax back in their chair. Would you like me to talk over your new lineage? so you can recite it and, present
Oh, what's this word? And then just kind
them sitting together.
Roshan goes upstairs and says to Nana and Fen, "There's been good news. It seems Ink has made miraculous recovery."
Excellent. That is good to hear.
And Gorbjorn is with them now, and it sounds like they would be interested in traveling together and keeping Tordrick safe. Together in a different direction than us, but perhaps not. We wouldn't split ways just yet, but I couldn't tell Gorbjorn that's not what I wanted. You should have seen him when they showed him his princely papers. They finished them. But I think soon we'll have to say goodbye to Gorbjorn and perhaps Ink as well, but not in a less final way this time.
Sad to hear that, of course, but I naturally wouldn't want to keep Gorbjorn from doing what he wanted. Well, not as though any of us could keep Gorbjorn from doing what he wanted, but...
Yes, and I think it's only fair. I don't know what legal standing Ink has, but they've claimed that Tordrick is a part of the museum as long as the crown is part of the museum, and they've offered to bring Tordrick along as well, and I think Gorbjorn feels a sense of duty to him as well.
Of course. Well, he'll be safer that way, that much is certain. Safer than where we're going.
Yeah,
We
with
certainly couldn't protect him better.
now 3 statues to keep him safe.
Oh, well, bittersweet, but I am glad to know that Ink has made a recovery. I'm very glad to hear that, and I'm glad to know that we won't have to say goodbye just yet. Goodness.
Well, did the rest of you talk about plans to get us to Jarlsbecker?
I would imagine that was something that we bandied about
I'm
while...
just sitting there with the
Well,
drinks,
but-
like,
Just
like-
sit
Staring into the
No,
void.
what's your favorite color?
At the mention of Gorbjorn leaving, Fen just kind of finishes his drink and then walks to the bar and goes and grabs another round for everybody, but he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of he's upset about it, but he's not gonna comment on it.
all right.
And Nana is definitely like torn up a little bit, but she'll talk that through with Thick Biscuit later once folks have kind of gone off their separate ways and she's had a few more drinks.
Roshan will bottle it up.
Because that's the healthy thing to do.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Hilda's just watching all of these
Yeah.
reactions and trying to piece together this.
Same. Just kind of watching the faces.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
You can
someone
roll.
come back to life?
You guys can roll insight for me if you'd like to.
Yes,
I'd love
I'd
to.
love to.
Just to get our first basis for these people you just met.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another 23.
Nice.
Nat 2025.
Hey.
Holy shit, bro.
We're good at
Mark
reading
that
people.
off on your bingo sheet.
Yes,
Welcome to
bingo.
the
What the fuck
goddamn
is
party.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
So the thing is, Nyx, like you're reading these faces. These are people who've been through a lot. And people who are struggling and are working through things, and it's an understandable point of view that you're able to wrap your head around. Held, you see every damn bit of it.
Oh.
You see conversations hanging in the air, threads barely holding together, things hidden off behind and away, and you are able to see all of it before you. It is a
Amazing.
group fragmented, held together by twine and bits of string, but it is shattered from the inside. And you think you're in the right place. That
Oh.
there could be a bigger sense of community here,
Oh.
and that emboldens you. And with that, we are going to end our session for today. Thank you all so much for being here. We truly appreciate it. We love getting to tell you guys a story. Big shout out to Greg and Katie for joining the team. I'm excited to have them here and to see their own struggles and drama to put on top of all y'all's.
Wait, we have struggles and drama?
No.
Find out.
Everything's
No.
sunshine and
I thought
roses.
it was
not
all
struggles and
theirs.
drama.
No.
Classy little lads.
Thought.
We're having a great
Issues.
time.
Yeah, no, they're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's fine.
Definitely
What are you
no
talking about?
deep dark secrets. Anywho, here at the Dice Call, we got a bunch of different shows going on. On Tuesdays, we have Legends of the Aya, run by Frank, our unconscious cleric. That's on Tuesdays. Dungeons and Dragons 5e. Bring a snack and a drink. Watch them hunt unicorns and fight gods and destroy monsters. The good stuff, the classics. And on Wednesdays, over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Dice Cult, where you can also watch all of these episodes, all of our episodes on backlog, and enjoy them at your own leisure. Is Cordially Invited, another Dungeons and Dragons 5e game, but this is about planning a royal wedding. And
it hasn't gone wrong at all at any point. Everything's
no,
fine.
it's bad, guys. It's really bad.
No, don't listen to her. It's
rough.
fine.
So if you'd like to have your own opinion on how this beautiful royal wedding is going, and if there should be a funeral first, it's fully up to you. So you can join them over there on Wednesday. I believe this is the on week. And currently our Saturdays are still open, but you could head over to the YouTube channel and watch a fully completed Vampire the Masquerade story if you are so inclined. And once again, continue to follow us on social media if you are interested in maybe something in the future. If you'd like to keep up with us, we are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you all again. We really appreciate it. Happy to have you here. We will be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.